Within these massive stone walls, the destiny of a nation was forged. But tonight, dark clouds loom over the seat of power. But out here, a different kind of storm was gathering, driven by the power of the people.
By 2022, the Indian National Congress was facing a structural crisis. After 2 consecutive electoral defeats, the party was losing its grip on key states, and the top leadership was stepping back. For the first time in 24 years, the party needed a president who did not belong to the Nehru-Gandhi family. To fill that vacuum, the party elected an 80-year-old veteran from Karnataka, Mallikarjun Kharge. He inherited a deeply fractured organization. In states like Rajasthan and Punjab, bitter internal disputes were threatening to completely dismantle the party's local machinery. At the same time, the broader national opposition was attempting to unite under the banner of the India Bloc. Kharge was appointed as the chairman of this alliance, taking on the task of negotiating with 24 different regional parties, each with their own competing egos and localized agendas. Holding together a massive, fragile coalition requires a specific kind of endurance. To see where Kharge developed the patience for this, we have to look back at the extreme historical adversity that shaped his early life. In 1948, the region of Hyderabad state was highly unstable. Armed militias known as the Razakars were operating across the territory, creating a violent and unpredictable environment for the people living there. When Kharge was 7 years old, his family's home in Varavati was set on fire by the militia. He managed to escape, but he lost his mother and his sister to the flames. Surviving a tragedy of this scale often leaves a child with a singular, overriding focus on basic preservation. For Kharge, this experience stripped away any tolerance for political frivolity and established a psychological baseline of extreme resilience. He channeled that survival instinct into his education, eventually earning his law degree and starting his career by defending labor unions. Representing marginalized workers meant stepping into highly contentious environments. To get results, he had to learn how to de-escalate tension, mediate bitter disputes, and find actionable consensus when dealing with hostile opposition. This political methodology was born from the practical, gritty mechanics of surviving trauma and shielding others from it. In 1972, he brought those negotiating skills into state politics, running for the Karnataka Legislative Assembly in the Gurmitkal constituency. This timeline charts his electoral record starting in 1972. He won that first race. Then, over the next 36 years, he successfully defended his seat, winning 9 consecutive times. As he held his seat, he took on massive administrative responsibilities in Karnataka, managing some of the state's most complex portfolios: home, revenue, and rural development. In 2009, he made the jump to national politics. He won a seat in the Lok Sabha and immediately took on sprawling bureaucratic roles, serving as the Union Minister of Labor and the Minister of Railways. Then, in the 2019 general election, at the age of 77, Kharge suffered his first-ever electoral defeat. He did not retire. Within a year, he secured a seat in the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of parliament, and was appointed leader of the opposition. 50 continuous years of granular, day-to-day administration had built a politician who simply did not succumb to standard electoral fatigue. Today, as the president of his party, Kharge operates as the direct opposite of a flashy populace. He prioritizes quiet consensus over viral rhetoric. Going into the 2024 elections, he executed a very specific strategy. He absorbed public attacks directed at his party, and he spent his time behind closed doors, mediating the regional rivalries threatening to split the India bloc apart. This chart illustrates the result of that alignment. In the 2024 Indian general election, his party's representation jumped by 47 seats, reversing a decade-long downward trend. This increase gave the Congress Party enough numbers to form the official opposition in the Lok Sabha, a status they had lost following their massive defeat in 2014. His administrative stamina had effectively woken up a dormant political base, restoring morale to the party workers on the ground. He managed this without the backing of a political dynasty. He relied entirely on the operational grit he developed over decades of holding public office. Mallikarjun Kharge's authority over India's diverse opposition is the final outcome of an 80-year timeline, surviving the fires, winning the elections, and outlasting the odds.